Deep in the cosmic ocean, the supreme deities are not merely depicted as silent observers, but as dynamic, radiant forces of pure cosmic energy. Golden light cascades from the mighty forms of the gods, their divine weapons pulsating with raw, uncontained power that commands the very elements of the universe. Every celestial movement they make sends ripples through the fabric of space, echoing the relentless driving forces that govern all of creation. This is not just artistic mythology painted on a canvas. It is a visual representation of the immense foundational energies that power the stars themselves. To harness a fraction of this overwhelming divine power on Earth, ancient sages didn't just build stone monuments, they engineered highly advanced energy machines. So why do you have to take your shoes off and walk specifically clockwise around a temple? You've been told your whole life that it's just about showing respect. But what if I told you it has absolutely nothing to do with mere politeness? According to the hardcore laws of electromagnetism, ancient Indian architects designed temples as massive magnetic capacitors, and you, your physical body, are the final piece of the circuit. We are diving straight into Faraday's law of induction and the Lorentz force to prove that walking around a temple is a highly calculated biological hack. Think about the blueprints of these ancient structures. The agamic texts are not just religious rulebooks. They are highly advanced manuals of geophysical engineering. These texts explicitly dictate that the garbhagriha, the inner sanctum, cannot just be placed anywhere. It must be built strictly on high magnetic nodes or planetary fault lines where the Earth's natural magnetic field is exceptionally concentrated. The architects were actively hunting for the strongest electromagnetic hotspots on the planet, and once they found that exact grid coordinate, they constructed a massive stone-encased battery. The temple's towering vimana acts as a funnel, directing cosmic energy down into this highly pressurized magnetic core. But here is where the engineering gets mind-blowing. At the absolute center of this magnetic node sits the idol. Structurally, it acts as a physical capacitor storing massive amounts of electromagnetic energy. Why? Because directly beneath the main idol, buried deep in the foundation, the architects placed specific yantras. These yantras are precisely engraved geometric plates, almost exclusively made of copper or silver. In modern electronics, copper is the ultimate conductor, used in every single wire and power grid on Earth. By burying copper plates directly over a planetary magnetic node and capping it with a dense stone idol, the ancient builders successfully trapped the magnetic field. The garbhagriha is literally holding a massive, localized charge, and that conductor is you. The human body is a masterpiece of biology, made up of roughly 70% water. But it is not just pure water, it is completely saturated with highly conductive electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. You are quite literally a walking, breathing, highly efficient electrical conductor. When you step onto the temple grounds, the very first rule is to remove your footwear. This is not a cleanliness protocol. This is the absolute scientific necessity of grounding. In modern electrical engineering, you must ground a circuit to allow a safe, steady flow of current. By walking barefoot on the stone floors, you strip away the insulated barrier between your body and the earth, physically connecting your highly conductive nervous system to the temple's energetic grid. You are plugging yourself in. Now we reach the physical climax of the ritual, the Pradakshina. You are barefoot, grounded, and highly conductive, standing right next to a massive charged magnetic capacitor. The moment you begin to walk, you activate Faraday's law of induction. In the 1830s, Michael Faraday discovered that when you move a conductor through a magnetic field, it induces a physical electrical current inside that conductor. That is exactly how modern power plants generate electricity today. By walking in a circle around the Garbhagriha, you are moving your conductive biological body through a highly concentrated, localized magnetic field. This motion actively generates the Lorentz force, inducing a microelectrical charge that flows directly into your central nervous system. You are physically generating an electrical current inside your own body. But why must the walk be strictly clockwise? Why is it considered a major violation to walk the other way? This is where the physics gets incredibly specific. In electromagnetism, there is a fundamental principle called the right-hand rule. The direction of the magnetic field and the direction of the motion completely dictate the direction of the electrical current. The ancient architects understood that to induce a positive, life-enhancing bioelectric current that flows up through the chakras and stimulates the brain, the motion must follow the natural rotation of the Earth's magnetic lines. By walking in a strict clockwise direction, keeping the heavily charged Garbhagriha on your right side, the induced current flows perfectly in sync with your body's natural neurological pathways. You are charging your biological battery. If you were to rebel and deliberately walk counterclockwise around that exact same magnetic center, you wouldn't just be breaking a tradition. You would be breaking the very laws of physics. Reversing the direction of motion through a strong magnetic field instantly reverses the flow of the induced electrical current. Instead of charging your nervous system, a counterclockwise walk would induce a negative current, actively draining your body's kinetic energy and causing severe neurological fatigue. You would be short-circuiting the exact energetic and biological process the temple was designed to create. The ancient builders didn't mandate the clockwise direction out of superstition. They mandated it because they completely understood the mathematical polarity of electromagnetism. This localized, induced bioelectric current does not just disappear. As you complete multiple rounds of Pradakshina, often prescribed in specific multiples like 3, 9, or 108, the electrical charge builds and stabilizes within your nervous system. This steady flow of microcurrent actively down-regulates the stress markers in your brain, forcing your chaotic, high-stress beta brainwaves to physically smooth out into calm, hyper-focused alpha and theta waves. Your heart rate synchronizes and your biological system comes online with maximum efficiency. You don't just feel better because you prayed. You feel physically revitalized because you just successfully completed an electromagnetic charging sequence. The ancient temples were highly engineered, interactive biological charging stations built with a profound understanding of physics. The genius of the Vedic architects was their ability to hide highly advanced physics inside everyday religious rituals. They knew human beings might forget the mathematical equations of the Lorentz force, but they would never forget the sacred tradition of the clockwise walk. If this intense breakdown shifted your perspective on ancient technology, smash that like button, share this video with someone who thinks temples are just old stone buildings, and make absolutely sure you are subscribed with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss our next massive documentary. I will see you in the next one.